Good morning, Warriors. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2, the 1% Club. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. I'm doing one early because our family and I are taking a trip up to Wisconsin. Be gone to Friday. I'll try to do a couple from up there, up in the Northland, which I love, up in the forest area and trees and all kinds of forest areas. I love it. I love it. So thank you for your comments. Thank you for subscriptions, donations, all those great things. Please continue doing those things. It's greatly appreciated. I'm glad the word's kind of getting out. I did have a great comment that I want to talk about actually today, and the reason I'm doing this early is Abstuct, I think his name, 1015, had a great comment, and a shout out to you. And sometimes when people send comments, I rather just kind of do a video on it than go ahead and basically just kind of respond back. So Abstuct 1015, I hope you're listening. I will put your name in there and shout out so that you can take a look at this. The idea of the question is he's 51 years old. He's got a 300-day streak. So great job, my friend. Good job. Keep going. Keep going. 300 days. Now, he's experienced a lot of the benefits that we're talking about, but he's also kind of talking about the fact that his life is getting a little more complicated and that all the goals are now, it's sometimes difficult to deal with some of this. So let's talk about this a little bit, because he makes a really good point that I want you guys to focus on. Just because you're doing semen retention doesn't mean you're going to not have any problems. Just because you believe in God and you believe in Christ, it's not going to absolve you from problems. It will, however, have you handle those problems better than you would have before. I went through a period of time where I was a lot of stress, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, and it was because I wasn't on long streaks. Even though I'm going through some situations now, as we talk about financially, as we talk about, as Abstuct is saying, financially, you know, whether it's family-wise, different types of situations, you're going through a lot of different situations. We all are. And you know, in this type of world we're living in now, especially when you're trying to make ends meet, a lot of people are struggling a lot. You know, gas prices are up the roof. You got inflation up the roof. You got lots of things going on here that is causing people to have a lot of stress. But this is even more now why it's important to keep on your streak. Abstuct, keep going to that that 2-year goal. You're either 300, 365 around there. You know, you should be in pretty good shape. You're getting close. I'm sorry, not 2 years, 1 year. So you're getting close to 1 year. So keep going, right? Keep going on this. Now, why did I say this? Well, I believe, and I go back to my philosophy, I believe that there are spirits, not just the physical bodies that we're in. That's because we talk about the energy and the chakras and all the stuff that makes individuals who they are. There's a body, but when I have seen people pass away, I have seen something rise above that. And you want to call that the soul, like I say, or energy, however you want to phrase that. That means they're more than just us here. Which also means then there's other things other people have that are just more than them. And spirits that get inside of them, and sometimes they do good things, and sometimes they do bad things. So are there evil spirits out there? Yes, I believe there are. You know, and I believe there's forces that are going to stop you from doing what you're doing. This is why we're the 1% Club. And this is why I shout out to people who are doing long streaks and making a great effort to improve themselves, because the world is set against this. Now, I don't know if it's purposely from the people. I don't believe that's the case. I think they're tools used by the evil one. And, you know, obviously what I mean by Satan, trying to go ahead and get people to lose hope. And when they lose hope, then they're going to disavow God and go to Satan. And that's what Satan's looking for, more and more recruiting. And so if you're keeping on semen retention, you're losing all of those temptations. You're getting rid of the temptations. And hopefully, not only is semen retention, but also anything you might involve with drugs or alcohol, any other addiction you may have, you're going to fight that same battle. And you're going to become the best person you can become inside, and that means that you're going to be in line with God. And I believe that the longer you're on the streak, the longer you become closer to God. And I know Malcolm X said that in one, I think, his autobiography. 12 years. Mike Tyson did 10. Muhammad Ali is famous when he was succeeding of being able to master this sexual energy that he had. And lots of other good examples. Tesla, Napoleon, a lot of people. And some did good things, but eventually the evil got involved in them. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be tempted by the evil one. The evil one's going to try to tempt you any way they can. And so Abstuct 1015, yes, you've got to keep fighting this battle. Because no matter how much benefits you're having, it sometimes gets harder. Not only just the sexual part of it, because you're going to see people flashing around, dancing around you all the time, looking to have you break your temptation. And they may not even know what they're doing. It may be more part of the evil one. They're using this person as a tool. But you also have to realize there's other things out there that are going to come after you too. So yeah, you may not be totally successful in everything you try right away. And especially as the streak goes on, you've got to break through this type of attitude and kind of get to the point where now you're succeeding. Because every time you do this, now it took me 47 years to get to this point, that I'm at 787 days now, right? Over 2 years. But it still is hard. It's harder because now you're in a situation where other things are coming at you, other stresses. And I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday, that stresses used to cause me to try to release stress, and I thought that was the way to release stress, is release energy. But that made the situation even worse because I was more tense, more anxious. So going back to your original question, my friend, which is an excellent one, is that are there forces out there that you still have to deal with? Yes, there are. The answer, to my opinion, is yes. But the fact that you're on retention means it's going to be much easier to handle that stress, anxiety, and you're stronger. So build yourself to strength, right? Build yourself stronger. Build yourself the best person you can become, and you'll handle all the stress and all the things in your life. Sometimes it'll get complicated, right? In my case, we're getting new dogs and new cats and new people in the house, all kinds of stuff, like Grand Central Station around here. But the thing is that you've got to keep on your streak. Do not let anything beat you in this battle. Yes, you may relapse, but you go back, and don't forget the philosophy. It's almost the same thing as if your belief in your religion, in God. Whatever your God, religion, belief is, you're not going to just give it up because you did what I call sin. Right? You have to forgive. You have to ask for forgiveness. We all make mistakes, and God knows that. God also knows that the evil one, I believe, is making people do things or trying to tempt them. Just like going back to the story of Adam and Eve. The apple was a temptation. And Eve, who also was used as a tempter. I know in her heart she didn't want to do that. But in her heart, she fell for it. It shows you how the evil one can use people in your life to force you. So when I'm talking about this idea, we have to learn to be able to say, okay, we're in a battle. This is a battle. I mean, we're in a battle in the world. Informational battle. Besides being an informational battle, we're in a retention battle. This is for masculinity. I believe that one of the behind the scenes, not from the people, but the evil one is one of the things the evil one's doing, using people to get rid of masculinity. And men need to be men. Women need to be women. And you need masculine energy and feminine energy. So no matter what happens, don't get conned by the images and temptations and Instagram and OnlyFans, all this stuff on there. Those people are being sucked away. Their energy is being sucked away. And they're falling on hard times because of that. Now, your life will get better and better, but you're still going to battle things all the time. In fact, the battle is going to become stronger because they know that you're on the right track. The evil one knows that. So the evil one's going to put as many obstacles in the way. But, just as I used to read Captain America all the time. I love Captain America. Never give up. Always keep battling. No matter what the situation is, give up. What the evil one wants you to do is lose hope. And you can never lose hope, my friend. So Abstuct 1015. I hope I said that right. You had a great question. Congratulations on your streak. Continue your streak. Continue going to 1,000. But don't forget, you're going to have bag of battles, and look around you. Observe. Make sure that you're paying attention to all those temptations and things around you, because they will come after you. The evil one will be sending beautiful women around, beautiful things around you. But keep on your streak. Don't lose your streak. Now, of course, you're 51, so I'm not sure your situation. You may have a wife and kids and things like that, which is great. If you're using it for procreation, that in my book is great. But if you're being threatened to use it otherwise, it's a dangerous game, my friend, because you got to keep the lifestyle. And what we're talking about is a lifestyle. We're all going to eventually relapse. There's one day that my streak will be over, but I'll start a new streak. And start a new streak. It's not really a streak. Like I said, I only keep track really to kind of do it more for documentation, to kind of talk about these on the videos. But I know this is the lifestyle now. And like we talked about, I was worried about prostate and all kinds of other kind of cancers before, and I'm not. I've been 2 years, and I feel the best I've ever felt. And I'm 61, so. All right, my friend, once again, Abduct 1015, thank you for your comments. You guys have a great day, and I'll be talking to you next from Wisconsin, probably tomorrow. God bless you guys, and Abduct and everybody else, keep battling on, no matter what the frickin' temptation's out there. Don't give up. Remember, the war is going to be won. And even though we have 1% now, you only need so many people. You only need 300 Spartans to win many battles. God bless you guys. Battle on.